By the dawn of the 23rd century, humanity made gigantic leaps in technological development. But those leaps came at a cost. People depleted almost all of Earth's resources, making the entire planet look like a desert. Then the organization named Earth's Federation was created to battle the ongoing extinction of our species. They were composed of the greatest minds and leaders of our planet. Centuries passed while the Federation tried to stop the extinction in every way possible. But they couldn't stop it. They merely slowed it down. Then the people decided to venture into other planets in search for a sustainable world where the remaining group of humans could find a way to save our species from extinction. Maya Stinson, now a captain of the USS Horizon, had always felt a deep connection to the cosmos, a bond that went beyond her lineage of astronauts and scientists. Growing up in the shadow of her father, Admiral Marcus Stinson, and her mother, Dr. Elena Stinson, her life was a blend of star charts and scientific journals. Her father was a chief executive of Earth's Federation, while her mother was an astrophysicist, tasked with researching the universe for habitable worlds. But now, the Earth's Federation was a shadow of its former self. Decades of ongoing resource draining have made the Federation too weak to be able to do something about the extinction. The USS Horizon, under Maya's command, was now one of the last hopes for humanity's survival. Horizon was a large spaceship dedicated with finding a replacement for our planet somewhere in the universe. The Horizon was the epitome of human ingenuity, provided with the latest technology and a crew chosen for their expertise and resilience. Lieutenant Jason Walker, her second-in-command, was a strategic genius and a loyal companion. Dr. Alara Bennett, the ship's xenobiologist, was known for her expertise in alien biology, driven by a personal mission to find a solution to humanity's extinction. Their mission had been long and involved major risks and dangers. They had encountered dying stars, barren planets, and hostile species. Each setback put a huge pressure on the crew, but they continued, driven by the thought that the survival of their species depended on their success. One day, as the Horizon drifted through the silent and empty of space, the ship's sensors picked up an anomaly. It was a faint energy signature coming from an uncharted planet in a distant star system. The readings were unlike anything they had encountered before, which gave a glimpse of hope to the crew. Maya stood at the bridge of the ship while her eyes were fixed on the screen that showed a picture of the planet. It was rocky and barren, with a reddish atmosphere. "Jason, what do we have?" she asked with a nervous voice. Jason hunched over his console and began analyzing the data. "Captain, the energy signature is concentrated in one area. It appears to be an artificial structure. The technology is far more advanced than anything we've seen." Maya's mind was racing with possibilities. This could finally be the breakthrough they needed. "Prepare an away team," she ordered. "We need to find out what's down there." The team consisted of Maya, Jason, Dr. Bennett, and a group of security officers. They suited up and boarded the shuttle. Their hearts were pounding because they were afraid of what they might find down there. But they also had hope. Hope for a better future that would not be filled with constant worry of humanity's extinction. As they descended, the harsh landscape of the planet came into view. It was dominated by big rock formations under a reddish sky. The shuttle landed near the source of the energy readings. The team disembarked, feeling the weight of their mission pressing down on them. They approached a cave entrance from which a strange, pulsating light originated. "Stay alert," Maya warned her people when they were entering the cave. While they were walking, their footsteps were echoing off the ancient walls. Inside, the chamber was filled with advanced technology, intertwined with the rock, glowing with a strange light. In the center of the chamber stood an alien device that was covered in complex symbols. Dr. Bennett's eyes widened with amazement. "This is extraordinary," she whispered. "I've never seen technology like this." As the team examined the device, it suddenly activated, emitting a beam of light that started scanning them. Maya felt a strange sensation, as if the machine was probing her mind. Before they could react, the light intensified and then enveloped them completely. When the light stopped, they found themselves in another chamber facing a group of alien beings. They were big and looked strong, with red skin and wide eyes that looked menacing. Their heads were filled with weird spikes that were probably a remnant of an evolutionary defense mechanism. But the aliens approached them peacefully with curiosity in their eyes. "Welcome, travelers," one of the aliens said. "We are the Zolarians, the last of our kind. We have waited centuries for your arrival." Maya and her team stood in silence, while their minds were coming to terms with the encounter. The Zolarians greeted them, offered them a place to sit, and started asking them questions. Who are they, and where do they come from? Maya and her crew explained everything from the beginning. They said that our people depleted almost all of Earth's resources, making the entire planet look like a desert. Since there were very little resources left, humans started dying off one after another. After some time, the number of humans decreased so much that our species almost came to extinction. Then the organization named Earth's Federation was created to fix the problems we had, but they failed. So now, the USS Horizon and its crew were the only hope for humanity's survival. Zolarians then started explaining their own difficult circumstances. They were once a great civilization, now on the brink of extinction due to a genetic disease. They tried everything to fix their genetic problems, even creating new technology to battle this disease. But it all failed. Then they tried to fix their DNA itself by injecting their newborns with DNA-altering substances and then hoping for a mutation that would cure the disease itself. That was promising in the beginning, but then it failed as well, and they were left with only a couple of % of Zolarians on their planet. So, their scientists realized that the only way to cure this disease is to find another species with a similar but not identical DNA as them. Zolarians should then try and reproduce with them and create a being that would be immune to their disease. They had been hoping for ages to find another sentient species with whom they could merge their genetics to create a hybrid race that could survive. And now their devices, that scanned Maya and her crew, are telling them that humans have the capability that they were searching for, capability to give them immunity to their disease. Maya listened carefully, feeling a deep connection to their story. "You want to reproduce with humans to save your species?" she asked. "Yes," the Zolarian leader Seraphis responded, "and we believe this union can also save your kind. We have knowledge and technology that can help reverse the damage to your planet and sustain life." Jason looked skeptical, but hopeful. "And what if we refuse?" "Then both our species will perish," Seraphis replied. "We cannot force you. The choice is yours." The captain and her crew then returned to their ship to speak with the rest of the people and to make a decision together. Back aboard the USS Horizon, Captain Maya Stinson gathered her senior staff in the conference room. The air was thick with tension, and each member showed expressions of concern. "We need to discuss the implications of the Zolarians' proposal," Maya began with her calm voice. "We're talking about merging our species to ensure mutual survival. This isn't just a scientific challenge, it's an ethical and existential one." Jason Walker, the lieutenant, leaned forward and lifted his eyebrow. "Captain, we have to consider the risks. We don't fully understand Zolarian biology, and we don't know what long-term effects this could have on humanity. What if the hybrids suffer from unforeseen complications?" Dr. Ilara Bennett, the xenobiologist, joined in. "I understand the concerns, Jason, but I've managed to study the Zolarian genetic material, and also their genetic technology is far more advanced than ours. This could be our best chance at survival. Our planet is dying. We need to think about the future." "But what kind of future are we talking about?" Jason responded. "We're discussing the very essence of what it means to be human. Are we willing to risk losing our identity?" The room fell silent as everyone thought about Jason's words. Maya looked around at her crew, seeing the fear and uncertainty in their eyes. She knew the weight of this decision rested heavily on her shoulders. "Let's consider our options," Maya said, trying to steer the conversation constructively. "If we don't agree to this, we continue on our current path, searching for other solutions while Earth's condition worsens. If we agree, we embark on a completely new path, one that could save both species but comes with significant unknowns." Dr. Bennett nodded. "We have to remember, Captain, that the Zolarians are facing extinction too. They've entrusted us with this proposal because they see hope in it, just as we should." Jason sighed, leaning back in his chair. "I just don't want us to jump into something without fully understanding the consequences. This isn't just about science, it's about the survival of our very essence." Maya stood up, with her expression being completely serious. "I hear you, Jason, and you're right. We need to proceed with caution, but we also need to proceed with hope. Let's take the next few days to gather more information, consult with the Zolarians in greater detail, and then come back to this table with a decision." The meeting ended, and Maya felt the burden of leadership more than ever. She walked to the observation deck, staring out at the stars. The vastness of space, once a source of wonder, now seemed to reflect the enormity of the decision before her. Days passed as the crew of the Horizon engaged in intense discussions and research. Maya spent countless hours with Seraphis, the Zolarian leader, going deeper into the intricacies of their technology and the potential implications of creating hybrids. One evening, Seraphis led Maya to a secluded chamber within their ancient complex. The room was filled with holographic projections, displaying images of Zolarian history, culture, and their slow decline. It was a clear reminder of what was at stake. "Maya," Seraphis began, "I understand your hesitation. This decision is monumental. But you must know, our intentions are not just to save ourselves. We see this as a partnership, a way for both our species to thrive." Maya nodded, feeling the sincerity in his words. "We want to ensure that this is mutually beneficial. Our concerns are not just about survival, but about preserving the essence of who we are." Seraphis moved closer. His presence was calming and reassuring. "Our cultures, our histories, they are different but not incompatible. Together, we can create something new, something that honors both our legacies. The hybrids will not just be a blend of genetics, but a blend of our spirits and knowledge." The words resonated with Maya. She realized that this was not just about merging species. It was about merging souls, creating a future that embraced the best of both worlds. Returning to the Horizon, Maya called another meeting with her senior staff. The air was still thick with tension, but there was also a sense of readiness and of determination. "We've gathered all the information we can," Maya started her speech. "We've consulted with the Zolarinas and explored the potential implications. Now it's time to decide." Jason spoke first. "Captain, I still have my reservations, but I've come to understand the gravity of our situation. If we proceed, it must be with the best care possible and with clear guidelines to protect both species." Dr. Bennett added, "I believe in the science behind this. The Zolarians' technology is miles ahead of ours, and their intentions are genuine. This could be the breakthrough we need." Maya looked around the room, meeting each of their eyes. "We stand at a crossroads. Our decision today will shape the future of both our species. I propose we proceed with the creation of the hybrids, but with strict protocols to ensure the safety and autonomy of both humans and Zolarians." The room was silent for a moment, while the weight of the decision was hanging in the air. Then, one by one, the senior staff nodded in agreement. Jason was the last to nod, but his resolve was clear. "It's decided then," Maya said. "We will move forward, together." As preparations began, there was a mix of anxiety and hope throughout our ship. The first steps involved carefully controlled genetic experiments, overseen by both human and Zolarian scientists. The process was delicate, requiring precise synchronization of genetic material. Maya visited the laboratory frequently, watching as the hybrid embryos developed. It was a strange and incredible sight, these tiny beings that represented the future of two species. Months later, the first hybrids were born. They were a blend of human and Zolarian features. Their appearances and abilities were reflecting the strengths of both species. They were healthy babies that started growing at a regular pace. Scientists were feeding them with a mix of human and Zolarian food to give them the best chance for survival and growth. The birth of these children was a moment of profound significance, celebrated aboard the Horizon and on the Zolarian homeworld. Finally, the Zolarians have cured their genetic disease, while at the same time, humans managed to solve their extinction crisis. It was a win-win situation. Maya was standing in the nursery, watching the hybrid children play. Serapis stood beside her, with a happy expression on his face. "You have saved us," he said, "and in doing so, you have also ensured a future for your own kind." Maya smiled, feeling a sense of peace she hadn't felt in a long time. "We saved each other. This is just the beginning." Years later, the hybrids became ambassadors, bridging the gap between the two species. The technology and knowledge gained from the Zolarians propelled humanity into a new era of exploration and understanding. Maya, now an admiral, looked out at the stars from the bridge of the USS Horizon. The galaxy was full of possibilities, and with their new allies, there was no limit to what they could achieve. "To the future," she screamed from the top of her lungs,